So since it's our team, but it's still going to be some tools worth sharing within our team. So what I would like to do is carry on a conversation here. So if you see something, when I show you the website that I've created and some of the tools, if you want to see something on there and talk about it, feel free to mention that one. I've made a list of ones that I figured I could cover tonight, but I'm going to share my website with you. You're going to scroll through it and click around. And if you find something you want to discuss with this group, feel free and we'll dive deeper into it. So that being said, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I just need confirmation from somebody. You can unmute and chat the whole time. It is you're seeing this slide that's showing the tech snacks thing, what we're doing tonight. So is that what you're seeing right now?
It is.
Yes. Cool. All right. Well, there is what we have. I'm going to jump right over to my website where have this stuff. So let me go back to the home page of it. So you guys can follow along on your own computers or device if you want. But basically, we're going to be focusing in on this website, davidski.weebly.com. And just a quick background on this, the tools. And my next step is to go to, I've got only 3 tabs, Google Web Tools and Green Screen. We're going to go to Web Tools tonight. And my disclaimer on this page is that I've created this over many years. And it has 2 columns. One on the left, it does not require an account to be able to use the site. The ones on the right do require an account, and I'm going to focus on the left side because it's so easy to use most of these things. And the other disclaimer is I've tried to go through here today and make sure all the links are working. So I got rid of a bunch of things that are no longer working. But just to give you an indication of how long this has been working, my goal when I started adding these sites to this page was to find the lesser known tools that existed out there. So they weren't mainstream, and some of them now have become mainstream. For instance, it used to be called Wall Wisher. You now know it as Padlet. So when I put it on here the first time, it was Wall Wisher, and not a lot of people had heard about it. And now it's become pretty popular. So some of these things have been here a while. And for instance, just another piece here is this collaborative typing right here called Meeting Words. I'm just going to show you this briefly, but basically, this is the early stages of Google Docs. So you can see here that we can type on a document at the same time. And if I share the link out, you guys could do the same thing. You could share or type along with me. And that tool existed before Google got their hands on it. And when Google got their hands on it, they formed that into what we now know as Google Docs, so that you can easily type and share, simultaneously working with that. So it's interesting how some of these sites have transformed over the years. So with that disclaimer, I'm going to go quickly. You're going to see that there's a lot of stuff in this list. So I've numbered the ones I want to cover tonight. So these are word cloud generating pieces here. And I'm going to use, when I do that, do you guys see like a spotlight effect happening?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, that's a tool that I use. It's called Mouse Pose, and it allows me to focus in, so I can get you to focus on just that part of the screen. It's automatic. I use a keystroke on my computer to do that. It goes away after 1.5 seconds. I think I've got it set to.
Is it an extension or? Yeah, what is
it? It's an add-on for the Mac. So if you're not using a Mac, I don't know what to tell you. Let me go.
Okay.
Actually, I think the website is Boinx, boinx.com. Let's go there and take a quick look. Yep, there it is. And there we have it. We're just going to accept them all. And so this is what they have. And the thing that I'm using on the Mac is this thing over here called Mouse Pose. Now you can download it and use it for free. But they also sell the subscription model right here, $9.99 a year. I don't do that. so that when I use that tool, you don't even realize it, but up in the upper left-hand corner of my screen, it says powered by Mousepose. That's the only difference that I can find that between a paid version, and I can live with that showing up. So by doing that, it allows me to easily take somebody's attention and say, I want you to look right there. So you're looking right there with that tool. So anyway, I'll use that throughout just so I can make sure I have you focused on this thing. So when I look at this one, I'm going to talk about Worded Out, which is a word cloud generating tool, and there are plenty of them out here, but there's a reason I like this one, and that is because it's so nicely customizable. So I'm going to copy, I've already copied some text, I'm going to paste it in here. This is the Gettysburg Address, and I'm going to go ahead just right away, I'm going to just say generate, and there's the word cloud for it. But then over on the left-hand side, I like that I can change the font very easily on the fly. I can just change it. I can change the colors, so I can make the background color. Let's say I want to make it yellow. So it changes very quickly as I do this, and the difference in the size of words, all that stuff is listed in here very quickly. So as word clouds go, this one has some really nice features to it in the fact that you can highlight it. And I like using word clouds, especially with political speeches, to see what they really are hammering in as their message. And because you can then look at the largest word in the tool or in the word cloud to see what they've really focused on. All right, I move quickly. So if you want to ask a question, don't hesitate, jump in right away. All right, next one that I'm going to do is online polling. And there are two good ones here that I really like, Straw Poll and Poll Maker. Poll Maker wins out in this case. So what I would do here is go to their website, type in my question, and I'm going to say vanilla or chocolate. And then down here, I say vanilla, chocolate. So I'm taking a poll. So just that quickly, I could go ahead and create the poll. But the other nice thing I like about this is I can add themes. So I can quickly color it to what I would like. I got settings here that I can check real quickly here. Do I want to allow people to submit multiple answers? Hide the results from people, stuff like that, and then I can share. So all I did was change the theme on this. I'm going to create the poll and copy the link. And then I'm going to go back to chat. I'm going to throw this in the chat for you. And there it is in the chat. Let's go ahead and go there and cast your vote for chocolate or vanilla. And we'll see how this thing comes in. I guess I need to, I already created the poll. What happened there? Let's go back one. There we go. Now I'm viewing the poll. So here I cast my vote. I'm going to say vanilla in my case. And just like that, there are the results that are shown there. So it's a very quick and easy polling tool that you can use and customize very quickly. I liked it because you can have some theme stuff with it. So it all worked out. And look at that, response times too. Hey, that's very cool. Didn't know that. There's the pie chart of it. Oh, very cool. All right, more features that I didn't even realize. All right, moving on, going quickly, like I said. And again, interrupt as you wish from here. So those of you who, we have some late joiners, I think.
Yes. One.
All right, so here is my website that you want to go to so that you can click around as you wish on this, but write this down, davidski.weebly.com.
I put it in the chat as well.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. So moving on, I'm going to go down to the online timers section here, and there are oodles of online timers on the web, but I'm going to go to a couple of them here. One of them is simply Google, and all I did was you set timer for 1 minute, and that's how it works. It's that simple that you can do that. I'm going to say for 10 seconds. Hit return, and and poof, there it is. So it's a very simple tool you can use right here from the Google site. Just set the timer to whatever you want. Very easy to use. So, but the other one I want to talk about is Classroom Screen. This is loaded with features that I haven't dove into all of them. But when you go on to this page, they talk about pricing and stuff. Just bypass that. You can choose launch now and you're going to see some of these. And I'm curious if any of you have been using, have used this site, because it's got some oodles of tools down here at the bottom. So I can change the background to something else very quickly. Random name picker. So if you paste in there, a spreadsheet of names for your kids, you can use the random name picker. If you just want to do a quick, let's close that. Dice, throw the dice if you want 3 dice. There you go, randomly done. So all kinds of cool stuff that you can do down here. Sound level. So I'm going to allow that. So now it's recognizing the volume of the noise in the room, and you can customize it. So you can set the sensitivity and all that stuff. Right now, you just mess with those settings. So there are lots of tools that you can use down here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but here, for instance, here's, I'm not even sure how this thing works. What are the settings? Background colors for a stoplight. So I suppose that's up there. So you can, as a teacher, you can say, we're in green, we're coming to the end of the test. Please put your pencils down, whatever the case may be. So you can use that. Lots of tools, even a timer down here, stopwatch, all that stuff. You can draw, you can create text on the screen very quickly. So it's loaded with all kinds of features that you can use. And that's Classroom Screen. That one's featured there. Another one that is loaded, I bet most of you probably are familiar with classtools.net. It's not the cleanest looking site, but this site's been around for a long time, and there are some very cool things that you can do on this site. I'll get away from me on that. For instance, I've used this one for, well, Fakebook. You can create a fake account on Facebook using historical characters, stuff like that. There's random name generators on this one too.
Random name picker is one of my favorites at the top.
Yeah.
When we were virtual teaching, I used to like throw it on the screen and then it would spin around, and then that would be the person that would maybe be called on.
Yep. Is that one, that tool, one that you can remove the name once they've been chosen?
Yes, I believe it is.
I think it is too, because some of them you can't do that with, and it's kind of nice to be able to get rid of them once they've been chosen the one time. Anyway, there are a lot of tools on here. Again, I'm going to go quickly, but you can browse this at your leisure. A lot of the stuff I have on my site is, I apologize to people ahead of time because it's a time suck. You're going to find cool things on here that you just end up spending all kinds of time on. And I apologize, but don't apologize. It's cool. How about creativecommons.org? And the link to this is actually search.creativecommons.org. And the reason I featured this is when you use search.creativecommons.org, you are already searching for things that are licensed appropriately for use in education. So if I go in here and I search golf, I can choose what I want to search images. Yes, I do. Is it letting me? Interesting. So I do that, and I'm getting stuff that is licensed appropriately for use in education, which is really nice. And if I hover over any one of these pictures or click on it, you're going to find that the licensing is listed here for easy use. So that's one of the things that I oftentimes am critical of in districts, including my own. People simply go to Google first as their primary search tool, and they don't realize, and I don't know if you guys even do, I'm just going to go to google.com. When you do a search for something, if I search for golf here, and let's see, there's images, but what I'm going to do, let me go to images for golf. Then I'm going to go to tools, because this gives me everything, anything on the web with golf. But if I go to tools and then I go down to usage rights, I can choose Creative Commons licenses. And then it structures it or redoes the search. And now I know that my students can use these images. But you can't make this the default setting in Google. You have to choose it. So it's hidden under tools. Then you got to choose the licensing for it and choose Creative Commons. Whereas if you go to creativecommons.org, this is not only searching Google, but it's searching all other sites as well, just like Google does, but it's going to give you the results. Oh, we probably don't want that one in there, but it's giving you the ones that have Creative Commons licensing already. So a nice search tool right there. All right, moving down. Okay, this is fascinating to me because I'm a numbers geek, an old retired math teacher from the high school setting and stuff. So these internet live stats, I'm going to talk about this one first. And as soon as you click on it, you are seeing live stats for the internet right now. So right now, if I look at this one over here, it is calculating that there have been over 225 billion emails sent today. And if you scroll down here, there's searches here, tweets sent. So this is about internet usage, which is pretty darn fascinating. 79 million photos uploaded to Instagram, 3 billion Facebook active users, and it's growing by that quickly as we go. We only have 7 billion people on the planet. Pay attention to this one. Websites hacked today, 185,000. Cybersecurity is a big deal. So you can scroll down here and see all kinds of information here. Look at this one, internet traffic today. That's how many gigabytes of data has been transferred in the web. So that's a pretty fascinating one. But equally as fascinating to me is this one called World Meters. And here it is not just talking about, it's not talking about internet statistics, it's talking about other kinds of data here. So here we got world population, how many births this year, births today, over 308,000. And you go through here, you got government and economics, social media. So we're getting some of that stuff. Over 5 million cell phones sold today. How about that? And the nice thing about this is, here's the cell phone ones. If you click on the plus sign, it gives you your source. That is very cool because how many times do your kids, quote something, but you don't know what the source was. So the sources are included with all of these statistics.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was just going to ask, David. Really nice. That source kind of made that website for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yep. So lots of information here. I'm continue to scroll. Now, the thing that gets me though, as you know, we're all tech folks here, it says share this. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll click on it. Yeah, nothing. It's not a link. So it's like, okay, how do you want me to share it? And so I'm looking around it. There's no Facebook or Twitter. There are no direct links for sharing it. It's just copy the URL and share it out. All right, continuing on. We going okay? Is my pace all right?
Yeah, it's good. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. All right.
Yeah, it's good.
For those of you who do math, don't get caught up in the fact that I call this math stuff, but this is just some darn cool stuff. So here's one. It's called the eyeballing game, and it's actually you're playing against other people. Not technically playing against other people all across the planet, but the idea here is it says adjust to make a parallelogram. So what you do is you grab this corner and you adjust it to where you think it is, and then you say, and when you let go, it says you're accurate to whatever number of units it is, and then you click on next. Find the midpoint of the line segment, so that they got to know what a midpoint is, and so you do this. I'm accurate to whatever. Click on next. Bisect the angle, and so they interact with this stuff to see how well they can do. Mark the point equidistant to the edges. Oh my, what does that mean? Equidistant to the edges. What that really means is if you were to put remember math teacher here, if you were to draw a circle inside of this triangle and have it just barely touch all three edges, where would that circle be? and it's going to be around in this area right here. So that's what that means, is making that. And so I wasn't very accurate. It shows you where you should have been, center of the circle. So I'm going to say it's right about there. Oops, I missed. And you can do this. So this is a great tool for kids to learn about math terms and work with it interactively. Now, what's really weird about this fact that this site exists where it does, look at the URL for this thing. Woodgears.ca for Canada. If I just go to Woodgears, it's a woodworking site. And that math thing was buried in there. You can't even, here it is listed down at the bottom right, but what is this doing on a woodworking site? So the person obviously has some math skills to be able to do woodworking, so they shared that out. Pretty cool. Moving on. Solve Me puzzles. This one is excellent, fabulous for problem solving and logic. So there are 3 different things you can work with. I'm just going to show you the mobiles here, and I'm going to say build, or I'm sorry, play. So there are a number of them, 30 of them, and I'm going to just start simple. And what I do is I click on this, and what it's showing me is the puzzle, and it says the blue and the triangle here have a grand total of 10 to balance them. So what would the value of each of those have to be? Interactive time, you got to tell me.
5.
Let's see. So I put that in there up in the
Don't leave
top,
things like this up to me.
top right. I hit submit. There you go. You got it. Next puzzle.
3. Are we equaling 10?
I can't see the number.
I know. What's the number on the top? I can't see
I
it on
don't know. Where did it go? Good heavens. I don't know what happened.
It's 7. Because they're
Oh, yeah.
they're balanced.
It's balanced. So
Oh,
if
we're
this
trying-
is 7, this has to be
Got it.
7. Got it? All right.
Oh,
Are you guys hearing the noise too? No? Okay, that's a bummer. All right, next puzzle. Well, more challenging here. They're balanced. These 2 are each 2s. So this must be a
4.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you just keep going with it that way. So you can pick and choose. The complexity grows as you
I
go
like
through
that.
here. And there are different levels like puzzler, master, and stuff. I'm gonna go back to the main menu. Let me go back another. And you got who am I? So if we play this one, it is, I'm just gonna take this guy at random here. Oh, look at this. Clues.
oh, that's fun.
My tens digit is even. The sum of my digits is 11. Oh my goodness, I should not have chosen that one. Let me go back. Let's choose number 1. My value is even. My value is greater than 6. My value is less than 10.
8. I don't know if that's right.
Let's check.
Oh, yay.
All right. So I'm going to go back. Again, we could get lost on this, but this is very cool. I've got it listed under the math thing, but it's Solve Me puzzles, and it's excellent on problem solving, logic, and all that stuff. So I encourage you to take a look at that one. All right. Bouncy balls. Anybody of you familiar with bouncy balls? This is tracking the noise level in your classroom. So begin bouncing. So over here, I've chosen a theme of eyeballs, and the sensitivity is not very much. So, but if I increase the sensitivity and then oops, you know what?
If I talk, does it do anything?
It doesn't. You know
Oh.
what? I wonder if it's because I'm on headphones. Oh, wait, let's do that. There we go. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, I'm talking.
Hi, everyone. Talk, 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 talk. Hello.
Yeah, you increase the sensitivity.
Those eyes, they're very creepy. Kids would love them.
Well, and then there's this one too. Bubbles.
Oh, bubbles.
So it
And they
works from the
would pop.
top down. And that's happening because
Yeah.
I'm too loud. It's automatically hushing us. And you got emojis. And you got just plastic balls.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll
That's
leave that one because that's annoying. All right. This is some of my favorite stuff right here. And we don't want to spend too long on here. you will, but I won't. And that is these labs from Google. So the Chrome Music Lab. Any of you familiar with this?
Oh yes, our music teachers love the Google
Yeah.
experiments.
This
Mhm.
one, I like the voice spinner. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it as we do this, but basically what you do is record. So I'm going to say, this is, I got to do it faster. This is Dave. And now if I play it, I don't, are you hearing that on your
No,
end?
I think probably because you have headphones, possibly.
I wonder.
Are you using earbuds?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be why.
Is there, I wonder if there's a way that, speaker, I wonder if I can, I'm going to switch to the computer speaker just for a second and see if that you can hear it. Did you hear it?
No.
Crud. Okay, well, test it on your own. And what you're going to find is if you move this thing to the right, when I move it just a little bit, it starts off with, this is Dave. It gets really deep. And if I move it to the left, it gets really high pitched. Or actually, if you move it further to the right, it gets high pitched. If you move it to the left, it says it backwards. It's fascinating. All right, that's one of those. There are tons of these things to check out and try, and I encourage you to do that. And I apologize for how much time you will spend in there. Google Arts and Culture. This is pretty cool because they have, for instance, right here, 360-degree videos. So if I go into this, I'm going to choose one. Let's go choose. Oh yeah, let's go this one. So it's an actual video that's going to play here, and there is audio with it. I'm going to advance it so we can see some stuff, but then you can rotate it around. It's got closed captioning. It's truly an immersive experience for the kids who are looking at it. So I encourage you to look at that one. And that's part of the Google Arts and Culture. You can go pretty deep in there.
Question for you, David.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I know Google Expeditions got taken away,
Yes.
but I was wondering, because they were saying they were going to merge with Google Arts and Culture, as you were just showing. Do you know if you put the VR goggles on, does it transfer to VR or no?
You can view it in that 360 mode, but it doesn't have the same interaction that Google Expeditions does.
Okay,
or
just
did.
curious. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
unfortunately, it took a hit. So
Yeah, it is unfortunate, actually.
yeah. So anyway, I wish it was a better answer because we invested in Google Expeditions heavily.
So did we.
We had
So
it
did
for
we.
1
Yeah,
year.
we bought all the stuff. Mhm.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I actually have I switched to a different company, kept my VR goggles because I had them in the whole cart. So at a later time, if you're interested in that, I did switch companies. So.
Oh, I do want to talk to you because our
Okay,
teacher
I
has
think-
been wondering what she could have done.
And it's really a good solution. So anyways,
Oh.
later, but yes.
All right. I'm
Just
not
so you know, it's 7:30. Just
okay.
time check.
You guys tell me what do you want to do?
Keep going. We can watch it later.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead
All
if
right.
they need to.
Have we heard from Marnie? She's on, I see.
Oh yeah, she's chatting away on the. She says
Okay.
keep going.
Okay, very good. So I'm not going to show you Blob Opera because, well, I'll go there, but I'm not going to demonstrate it because you're not going to hear it because of the way I've got it done. I'm going to make it happen though. I'm going to change my sharing and I'm going to share. I'm curious if I do this, if you're going to be able to hear it. So did you hear them?
No, but this
man.
one is super cool. I do agree. So this is something you'll get stuck in for a minute.
It is. So I'm just going to leave it at that, that you want to try this one out. All right. I'm going to probably have to change my sharing back so I don't lose that. Got to figure that audio piece out, why it doesn't work the way we want it to. All right. Continuing on. That was number 14 or 15 or something like that. 14. Where was 15? I guess I didn't. Oh, there it is. Pixabay. I'm just going to talk about Pixabay. Pixabay is like the #1 place to go and get quality images. and now they also have videos and music that you can search for here. So don't think, and sound effects, for instance, all of this stuff you can get for free. So and it's Creative Commons licensing appropriate, all that stuff. So if your kids are going to Google to search for images, have them go to Pixabay instead. All right, moving along. How many of you have heard of, go ahead and unmute and just talk, Gigapixel pictures? Anybody have heard of it?
I have not.
I'm sharing this. I don't know exactly how you're going to use this in a classroom other than you got a stinking wow factor. So I'm going to go to the one I have linked here. Gigapixel pictures are unbelievable quality pictures. So right now you're seeing New York. All right. At the bottom of the screen, it says points of interest. So I'm going to click on that, and you need to see these little spots that had popped up, correct? So I'm going to click on this one. It's the Statue of Liberty. And I want you to take a moment to breathe when you see what happens when I click on this. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's very cool. It kind of reminds me of Google Earth when you kind of like do that zoom in all the way around to get to that location.
And it reminds me of expeditions.
Mhm.
Sure. Well, so Gigapixel pictures are, it's just, the technology behind it is amazing, because these are not satellite pictures. They're setting up cameras, however they do this, that you can see this kind of quality. Another example, this one right here. I'll have to agree to it and then click start. But here's Michigan State's football stadium. See all the green blobs that you see out here? That's because people have done this. They have gone and they have zoomed in and they have identified themselves. And that just stinking blows me away, that the quality of this you're getting on this, and this is 360 that you can go around on these things. So Gigapixel pictures are enormously large file size kind of things, but they're pretty cool and they're worth exploring here. All right, moving on. Teacher's Corner. This is one that I just found today as I was looking for some things. I forget. Oh, I was looking for writing prompts is what I was after. And they have writing prompts on here based on the month. So here, writing prompts for February, close that. And then it gives you February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and it gives you a writing prompt for all those days. But also look over here and you have a ton of other things that whoever created this website has. So you got all of this stuff. I haven't dove into it, but I thought this is worth sharing because there's some cool stuff here. So a word scrambler maker, put the words in, scrambles the words, give it print a worksheet for your kids. So pretty cool site that I just discovered today. I might be running out. Okay, here I like this one too. This is called TriCider. And in this one, let's see, I need a question that kids can respond to with different answers. It's not a right or wrong kind of thing. So you're prompting them to give an idea. Let's do this. Where to go on vacation. So I do this, then what I'm going to do is share and invite. So I'm going to go ahead and get this link. And then I'll drop it in the chat real quick. Yeah, let's go here and go there. And what I want you guys to do is visit that real quickly here, if you can. Go to that chat, that link, and add an idea. And the nice thing about this is, you know, I'll refresh it here in a second. I don't know if I have to automatically refresh or something, but just throw something in real quick so we have some data to look at. Try a refresh. There we go. And now you've added it. We know who put it in there based on what you filled out in the form. And then you can go in and add an argument to each of these things here. And then you can vote for the thing that you think has the best whatever argument behind it. You can upvote these things. So you can have, people can put in their arguments, then you can put in pros and cons of those things. And then at the end, you have people vote and you kind of come to a consensus or whatever on this. So this is a pretty cool thing because it has this voting feature that most polling things don't have. And this is kind of like a cross between polling and voting kind of thing. So this one's a pretty cool one too. Might take a little bit more time to dive in and learn how it works, but that was one I thought was worth sharing as well. All right, tons of stuff that I didn't cover. Obviously, we just simply don't have the time, but in the 36 minutes we've been going, I covered 18 or 15 or something like that. Lots of stuff that I shared there. Before we wrap this up, do any of you have anything that you would like me to include on my page in the future?
Have you used Yellkey?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Yellkey. I learned about that probably at MACUL a couple years ago.
2 L's.
Yeah, 2 L's. Yep.
Okay.
And so you put in a URL, you put in a time limit. It does expire. You only have up to 24 hours. But it gives a very common word at the end. So can you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is where I learned about it. Yep, Marnie, that's right, from Leslie Fisher. But you put in a URL, so if you want to pop one in there really quick.
Sure.
And it's very easy for the kids to. Yeah, there you go. So they can easily just type in yellkey.com/push, and then it takes them to whatever website. I like it because it is quick. So it's a hit with my middle school kids because there's no arguing. There's no, oh, hold on, we got to scan a code. It's super easy. So that's always my tip.
I like it. Anybody else have something? That's excellent. I like that one. That'll get
I use
added.
iPads, so I do like the feature with the URL up at the top with the share button so that you can go ahead and have the kids just scan that website with their camera app.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, one-to-one iPads. So that's a good thing up there with the URL. It's a neat feature. Yep.
I like Answer Garden.
Oh, yes. That's on my list.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It is.
Didn't see it. Never mind.
No. Do the rest of you know what Answer Garden is?
I don't know if I do.
What I like about it is that it asks people to give feedback or comments, but it is limited by number of characters, and it will automatically turn it into a word cloud.
Yeah.
So you can
It's
see.
in my list, but I want you to notice the URL is .ch. Not sure where that means it's from, but then when you're on here, you go to plus, and then you can create your question just like this. Again, lots of things you can do in this one. You can brainstorm the model. We're just going to do classroom mode. We're going to go with all the default settings here. You can password protect it if you want. I'm not going to. Case sensitive if you want. You can have it be available for 1 hour, 1 day, whatever. What did I miss? That it's not allowing me to. Let's go to brainstorm. Why is it not letting me create? Or it is. Oh, it just didn't look active. So here it is. And all you would do is share this URL out with your students. I can quickly put it in the chat. And if they visit that, there it is, they visit, they're going to put in their response, chocolate or vanilla or whatever your question might have been. They submit it. And as other people do this, you have to refresh on this. It doesn't automatically refresh. And then eventually what happens is you get all these, see, we've got 2 people, because if I hover over it, it tells me how many people chose chocolate. So the word gets bigger, the more responses that particular choice has, it makes it. You can say what our favorite movies, and then you're going to get all kinds of responses. And then if 6 people say they liked the movie Ghost, then that would be the largest one. You hover over any of them, you see how many responses there are. It's really cool. I like that one. All right, others, anything else? All right, hearing none, and that we're 40 minutes into this, I appreciate the fact that everybody joined us even for this period, for this much time. Let's see. Stop sharing, go back here, and I'm going to wrap up our recording. Thank you for sticking with me as long as you guys did. I wonder if I might have to go back and review the video too, so I can see the chat information here. Anyway, because it looks like Marnie was trying to chat with me directly, and I wasn't seeing it because I was sharing, so all good. Anyway, thanks for joining me, ladies. I think we'll get this posted on the our MACUL YouTube channel and have it available for others. And then once that hits, we can then promote it. We can share it out. So
can you leave the numbers on your website for the time being so that we can go back if they're looking at your website and watching this recording, they could follow along?
Yes,
Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen real quick again, just so I can put this on there so that people can see that. For our next one, we'll be back on here on March 23rd. Here's the YouTube channel that you would go to see this stuff, but we'll be tweeting that out and Facebooking and so whatever, all the different ways to share this stuff. So anyway, the numbers will remain on there so that it kind of corresponds to the stuff we did. All right. All right, I'm going to hit stop recording.